La 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 la. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. I am Elemental. Happy Monday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We've been doing this for 164 weeks now, y'all. Can y'all believe it? 164. Quick little piece of numerology for y'all. The number 164 actually means self-sufficient togetherness. So you are in the place to be. So let's get to it. We do this every Monday, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you are watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. It is 279-995-364. Trust me, it is a different world inside the Zoom. Interact with the poets, interact with the community, join the greatest community in the world. Trust me, it will change your life just as it has to everyone else. We do this every week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills, all right? So we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom verse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Also, make sure you are plugging in with the squad, the one and only Queen Ray Jane and Storm God's in the building, the one and only Paul Conqueso. Hopefully we will hear from them cats this evening. You will hear more about those folks. Indeed, make sure you are plugging in. Listen, there's so much going on, folks. Trust and believe. You can find me in lots of different places. Plug in. It's going down this evening. Real quick, shout out to the family. Shout out to West Ivy. It's going down this evening, 209. For real. All right. Tonight's theme, Navigator, your magnetic north, right? And again, this is why I put this in the email that I sent out this evening. This reminds me of the William Henley poem Invictus, mainly the last two lines, right? I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, right? You decide where it goes. So I'm hoping to hear where it's going to go, right? What is your moral compass? Who helped you to calibrate your moral compass, right? And if and when you get lost, which direction is your magnetic north? I am excited to hear about all the directions that folks have gone in with their poetic license this evening. As usual, if your poem is not on theme, that is totally cool. We are still looking forward to hearing your incredible work. All right, next week's theme coming at y'all. Of course, man, it's kind of like a no-brainer almost, but it's coming at y'all. It's Memorial Day. And we are going to look at sacrifice. Again, all of these things that we do, all of these playful, right, prompts that we do, it's all gear up. It's all work for this. It's these prompts, right? It's these folks who allow us to be here and say these things and do the things that we do, right? This is about honoring those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for us to live in these freedoms, right? What does that mean to you, right? What does sacrifice mean to you? And why is sacrifice important to achieving a goal, right? And how does that connect with Memorial Day? So I'm looking forward to it. Truly, I hope all y'all come through and bring all of your incredible power and energy to the theme. All right, let's get to these rules so we can get to the poetry. Yeah, damn it, we got some here. Look, happy. All right, poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see the beautiful expression that goes into your poetry performance. All right. Plus, I love to see if you're gonna freak out your background. You know what I mean? So please turn your cameras on as you're getting ready to come to the stage. Also, have your poem ready. If you're going analog style, make sure you dog ear the page. If you have it digital, make sure you have it pulled up and ready to assess if you are using music, which is totally cool, right? I love music, man. I love musical accompaniment. Make sure it's original, all right? We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our stream in any way, so please make sure your music is original. Poets, you got 3 minutes to rock, all right? Also, you have a 30-minute intro to let folks know how they can connect with you. Make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how people can connect with you. Also, before or after you rip, make sure you are plugging your information into the chat, all right, so folks can truly connect, all right? All right, y'all. The clock on the wall has struck. We have reached night 30 for the babies, right? There are some explicit lyricists in our community, right? And things may get a little heated. Also, some of our poets can be very vulnerable and flashbacks can be triggering, all right? The founders of our cafe made freedom of speech a priority, and it continues to run through the veins of every component. We will honor it to the fullest in every way possible. Therefore, there is no censorship. Besides any hate speech or ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I say not, be tolerated, there is no censorship, all right? Thou hath been warned, all right? This is truly a call and response space, all right? After the poets open up a part of who they are, their true being, and they bleed all over the screen for you, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is your opportunity to unmute yourself and let the folks know that you are in this building. Let the poets know that you are in this building. Every ounce of energy you give to the poets, they will return to you in their poetic performance. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's Monday night. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. So make sure when you see this, make sure you are turning all the way up. Again, this is a call and response space. The energy just continues to build throughout the night. So make sure you are sharing yours in the room. All right. The list tonight is closed. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which is 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. To sign up, you go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar. right? You click on the Monday that you want to rip on. You need an artist RSVP ticket to get on the guaranteed list. These tickets will not even populate until 24 hours before the open mic. So make sure you are plugging in. I'm telling you, the ticket is hot. So make sure you are plugging in to get yours. All right. Also going on in the brick and mortar, you know, the Monday Night Slam will be the artist. You know how they do, right? The Monday night open mic with Soul Preem. It goes down Wednesday with Jay Rose. You know what it is. All right. This week, performance and poetry hosted by our own Storm God in the building, Paul Conqueso. Make sure you are plugging in. Thursday night with the Queen, Ray Jane. I like to call it, you know, Guitar Thursdays, it's Therapy Thursdays, it's Thunder Lung Thursdays. Make sure you get your life on Thursday night. Plug in. All right. Also, Friday night slam with Jive. Listen, if you're about them scores, y'all, I'm telling you, Jive puts it down. So make sure you're plugging in. And after the slam with Jive, you can show up to the after hours and really get down on some shit. So let's get to this list, y'all. Look at this beautiful list of names, a beautiful list of poets who are ready to get down. So let's get to it. There are all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. What's good, everybody? Oh my goodness. I'm telling y'all, I wait all week for this moment, for these days, for these times. So let's get to it. All right. I will post the list in the chat so everyone knows what's going on. So let's jump it off. Coming up first, the one and only Count of Contact. This dapper gent continues to show up and show us how to do it from the lead off spot. The one and only DG Clearing is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. DG, it's always great to see you. Set it off in here. Come on.
Elemental, you are the compass and the navigator of our poetry. I thank you and blessings to you. Yeah, you can find me at DG Clearing on the net somewhere. I've got one poem for you tonight. The pasture. In the deep valley of the pasture of my soul, where all my morals graze on the grasses of my actions, producing a sweet milk that I suckle from my bosom. Fresh thoughts are fed, and white stained memories trickle to the nave of my belly as I gaze into the sky, knowing I am the navigator of my journey.
Well,
thank you, everyone.
Starship has left the building, everyone. We are underway. Unmute yourself. Give it up for DG Clearing.
That was dope, yeah. Wow.
Thank you. I appreciate that, everyone.
Beautiful. I love
look forward to hearing everybody's words tonight.
Man. Yeah, your performance was on point. The imagery, the vocals, like that was dope, DG.
Oh, thank you.
Thomas, right? This is how you set it off in the building. Again, shout out to the Count of Contact, the one and only DG Clearing. Make sure you are plugging in with DG. Listen, I love when we start out with you, DG, because you give us lines like, where all my morals graze on the grasses of my actions. What? Come on, DG. That's some heavy fertilizer that you laying down there. We appreciate you for bringing it to us this evening. A mainstay of our community, the one and only DG Clearing. Told y'all, we are underway. Let's keep it going, y'all. Coming up next, our resident blacksmith, the gentleman in our community whose pen is arguably the sharpest. I mean, again, what else would you expect from a blacksmith? The one and only Michael Sindler is in the building. Unmute yourself, sir. Great to see you as always. Please take it away. Oh, can't hear you yet. Can't hear you yet. Hold on. Hold on. Michael Sindler, we can't hear you yet. Can't hear you yet.
Oh, okay.
There we go. There we go. Take it away, sir.
Yeah, I will dispute that because I'm in a room full of griots and giants. So there are some incredibly sharp pins in here. Speaking of sharp pins, I will put lighthousewriters.org, a really wonderful organization that has got great stuff going on for any and all writers. And right now we're getting ready to come up to Lit Fest. And so there's some special things going on. So I would highly advise go ahead and look at those things in the catalog there. I kind of changed what I was going to do here at the last minute. You started talking about moral navigators. So obviously the first one came to my mind was my dad. So this is called Let the End Be the End. Hair did not grow longer after you died. Shrinking skin underneath revealed the roots. No continuation should be implied. Let the end be the end. All else is moot. Though salt lingers and trails from tears I've cried, even in my sorrow I should speak truth. Neither to falsely praise or to deride, else true memory dissolves and dilutes. Yes, we sometimes clash, that can't be denied. All those unresolved, passionate disputes. Yet I hunger for wisdom you supplied, profuse harvest of nurturing sweet fruits. Mistakes were made that I can never mend. It's time now to let the end be the end. And I'm going to go from doing a sonnet about my personal to this is a ringa for one of the great other moral leaders. It's called Bridge, a ringa for John Lewis. He gave more in a day than most do in a life, but he gave every day as if it was the last chance to pass on the torch of love. He showed compassion while being kicked and beaten, never forgetting that the sickness that is hate can only be cured with love. He willed himself to transform anger to action, remaining peaceful with implacable courage and the soul of a healer. He was a bridge to the future, helping everyone cross over, his strong back never breaking no matter the weight or pain. Bronze and stone statues will fall and be forgotten, fleeting monuments to valor or to hubris. His monument is progress. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he said that, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Michael. Anger to action. This is so
Brother,
good.
that was great.
Good words,
Awesome.
Michael. Thanks for sharing.
Navigator.
Yell at you in a second, Poet.
Yeah, that second.
Yell at you in a second. Thomas, I appreciate you. I know you're getting ready to rip on it. Thomas, actually coming back at you real quick, and then I'm gonna come back at you, Mr. Sindler. Thomas, real quick, open mind, shot out, open minds, open mic. Thomas, you were getting ready to rip. I love some of your insight, man. Tell Mr. Sindler what you were gonna say to him.
Yo, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the opportunity. I was gonna say, Mike, man, you know I love all your stuff. That second poem, like, oh, I just touched something deep in me, man. Like it was spiritually moving almost, you know? And yeah. And holler at me because we're going to be trying to set up a special Wednesday night feature for the Beardo Bardos of the Bardot. Did I say that right, Sindler?
Hold on, Thomas.
And I asked
Yeah, we will definitely get to that. 100%. I appreciate you, Thomas. Real quick, Mr. Michael
Appreciate you,
Sindler,
man.
please, I would love to hear your insight of how the poem For Your Father came about, right? Because there was some stuff that you said in there, right? As in, even in my sorrow, I should speak truth, right? Now I hunger for the wisdom that you provide. Please tell us about that piece.
I really don't have a whole lot to add to that, actually. It's just, I mean, my father was an amazing person, and I certainly miss him and miss all his wisdom and his gentle energy and everything that was great about him. That's all I could say.
Thank you, Michael Sindler. I appreciate you 100%. And even in his explanation, he was poetic. He said, "I miss his gentle energy." Come on. I told y'all, I warned y'all, right? He's like, "Oh, there's other people whose pen is sharp." Yeah. We love it. Because this cat just came through with a sonnet and a renga for two influential people in his life. Come on, y'all. I keep telling y'all, and y'all will continue to hear me say, it's the greatest community in the world. Thank you, Michael Sindler, for sharing your family and your incredible skill with us. From one griot to another, this gentleman has a tendency to raise the IQ in every room he steps into. I continue to say, I hope your medulla is strapped on tight, because he's about to oblongata with his words. The one and only Mr. Tezasomo is in the building. Unmute yourself, Mr. Tez. Let the folks know where they can find you. It's time for our Tez Talk, y'all. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Elemental. Thank you for the rest of the poet community. Thank you for being here on this Monday night. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gashes2019. I have a lot to say, so I'm going to jump right in. I am on theme today. It is titled Cultural Voyages, The Delusion of Authenticity. Have you always wanted to experience cultural tourism? To unlock the extraordinary? Join us at Cultural Tourism. Discover a world of unparalleled experience at Cultural Tourism, where we invite you to embrace your adventurous spirit and indulge in the allure of cultural exploration. With our expert native tour guides leading the way, be prepared to be captivated with the most captivating and exotic neighborhoods, where you will encounter the poignant stories of the tragic mestizos and witness the resilience of the impoverished, all from the comfort and safety of our exclusive tour buses. Embrace our motto, empowering cultural encounters. At Cultural Tourism, we understand the delicate nature of confronting genuine poverty and suffering. That's why we carefully curate an array of authentic cultural events, such as the vibrant Cinco de Mayo celebration. Immerse yourself in the festive ambience without the burden of historical context, allowing you to fully enjoy the spirited atmosphere and all you can drink margaritas. Unlock engaging narratives, shaping a harmonious journey. We believe in providing a curated experience that not only enlightens, but also ensures your complete peace of mind. Our meticulously crafted narratives seamlessly neutralize any revolutionary effort and any discomfort, shielding you from any unsettling truth surrounding oppression and exploitation. Relax and revel in the captivating performances, knowing that both your emotional and physical well-being are safeguarded. You can even bring your AK-47 and open carry. Tailor your voyage, embrace your desires. Choose from our enticing selection of tailor-made tours, each designed to cater for your individual preferences and desires. Embark on the Tragic Mestizos tour for an intimate glimpse into the courageous struggle of indigenous communities against centuries of misogynation and colonial oppression. Our expert guides will share tales of resilience, multi-caste system, leaving you inspired by the unwavering spirit. For an exhilarating escapade, opt for the thrilling Poor People Tour. Immerse yourself in the pulse-pounding realities of violent, poverty-stricken neighborhoods. Discover the root causes of these hardships as our knowledgeable guides. Shed light on government policies, the inducement of states of deprivation, the historical materialist extractions that have perpetrated these challenges. If nostalgia beckons, our Rural Pastoral Tales tour will transport you to idyllic countryside settings, offering a window into the enchanting traditions of indigenous peoples, the concentration camps that have inspired generations of artists and poets. Who our guides will unveil the profound significance of these scenes to the national identity. Elevate your experience, no guilt, just enrichment. Leave behind any notions of guilt, reparations, rematriation, or responsibility for the past, as cultural tourism encourages you to relish the beauty of cultural immersion without reservation and obligation. Our expert guides will demonstrate how your enthusiastic participation acts as a catalyst for cultural preservation, ensuring these rich heritages endure for generations to come. Indulge in unparalleled passion, a sensory sojourn for those seeking a more seductive encounter. Our sensory seduction tour unveils the tantalizing delights, that fulfillment of your fetish fantasies with the local nightlife. Surrender to the allure of exotic bars and vibrant dance clubs where you can indulge in the sensuous pleasure offered by local women. Experience the exhilaration of modern day explorer, reveling in the illusion of conquest where pleasure is the ultimate prize. We're almost at the end. Join us at Cultural Tourism. Unleash your wanderlust. Immerse yourself in the electrifying world of cultural tourism. Don't be fooled by this slumming misnomer where the thrill of exploration awaits without the complexities of emotional entanglement destinations, ensuring a seamless journey devoid of any distraction from the full consumptive self-enrichment, captivating culture and history. Don't hesitate. Reserve your voyage today and unlock the boundless rewards of cultural tourism. And peace.
And I think we might need some time tacos along that journey. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tezasomo.
Yes, that was incredible.
Oh man, that
Yeah,
was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, we love the continuing tale, but it's nice to punctuate it with that. Yeah, so many different cool projects going on at once.
Man, what a concept.
Close. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just all the different voices of Tez. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's so many things waiting to happen, Mr. Tez. Like, you know, like you're one of the greatest storytellers that I know. And then the way that you weave in so many different things, right? Again, we've heard, you know, some ancient stories, and we've heard some stories from the barrio. Then we hear a cultural voyage, cultural tourism. Are you serious? Are you serious? Empowering cultural encounters, authentic cultural events. What the hell? Oh my goodness, right? Your emotional and physical well-being will be safe. I love it. It's just so many things that you do in your wordplay, Mr. Tez. And this is why we say that he raises the IQ in every room, right? because he gives us the beauty of cultural immersion, right? He mentioned a Central Seduction Tour. Come on, man. Come on, man. Where pleasure is the ultimate prize. Listen, the pleasure that we get every week is to hear your poetry, Mr. Tez. Thank you. A valued member of our community. That man is not your damn chihuahua, but you can definitely get it. Plug in with Mr. Tez. All right, coming up next. Been a minute since we got a chance to hear this poet, but he continues to come through and share his energy every week. It is great to get a chance to hear Professor Platinum in the building, the one and only Doug Silver. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Professor, great to see you. Take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Great to see and hear you and all the poets, as always, of course. I was so moved by Mia Aguilera's ABCDarian poem last week about childhood trauma that I went out and wrote one of my own. In ABCDarian poetry, the first letter of each line follows sequentially through the alphabet, as Mia explained. I want to say thank you to Mia for sharing the form, the inspiration, and especially for your graceful vulnerability and your brutal honesty, always. My poem is called Za for Supper. A day like any day already, except I came home from school on the bus alone without my sister, a big second grader, and found Mrs. Kroll, our next door neighbor, who sometimes babysits us, crouched on our brick doorstep, eyes all red, squinting through cigarette smoke. Even then, and even there at 5 years old, I made up my mind, I'll never smoke. Go all back and play, she said, your little brother's out there all by himself. I started back there but stopped. Where's my sister, I asked her. Where's Jackie? She's with your mother, she said. Why, I don't really know. Let me call her later and I'll try to find out. I went out back and found my little brother navigating his future with so little past, sitting on the big rock, pulling his dirty white sock while quietly crying through a hole in the toe of his dirty white sneaker. I yelled, hey, but he didn't respond, didn't interrupt his work, crying all by himself on the big rock. I went to shoot some baskets on our dirt court full of rocks and roots and couldn't tell if they went in or not because our hoop had no net. And I played alone, getting bored, until my mother drove into our dirt driveway in her big blue Pontiac, and my father followed very close behind in his yellow Ford pickup truck. They walked into our house silently and single file, her first, and extra slowly, and I heard Mrs. Kroll scream and yell loudly, and my mother sobbing, and my father calling out to me and my brother. I got za for supper, he yelled. Come in and eat. That's what we called pizza, za, even way back when. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Oh, so much going on in that poem. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Doug Silver.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that
Thank you,
was
everybody.
absolutely great.
Man,
Thank you
beautiful.
for sharing that.
Always great when you
Navigating the future
we
with
hear
so
your
little
voice
past.
every
Wow.
single
Za.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
We
you.
may need you to do a feature soon too, man. I want to hear more.
Things are happening, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the greatest community in the world. I keep telling y'all, and y'all will continue to hear me say that. Listen, first of all, shout out Mia Aguilera for coming through with the Abecedarian poem last week. Very, very impactful. And I continue to say that's the work. So shout out Mia. Doug, I appreciate how much you, and this is why I said in the beginning, right? Being plugged in to what we do, always being in this room, always being plugged into it. Not only did you take the challenge of using the form, but you even used it in a way that was meaningful to you, right? Though that is truly the work, right? So thank you for sharing your past with us, sharing your truth with us, and sharing your family with us. It's not always easy, but you did, and you did it magnificent. Thank you, Professor Platinum. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right, Real quick, shout out a couple folks. I already shouted out Open Minds, shout out Thomas and Catalyst. They were on one of the dopest spots on Friday night. Make sure you are plugging in with them. Shout out Deadpool. See you in the building. Poet Talk, all the way from Japan in the building. So great to see that cat. It's a genius. Make sure you're checking in with that cat. Marsha Rivera is in the building. Always great to see Marsha. Appreciate you for coming through and sharing your energy with us this evening. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube, watching on Twitter, watching on Facebook. Plug in with the crew. All right. Coming up next. Listen, y'all feel that? Y'all feel the energy? Raising, because the Jedi Master is on his way to let y'all know what it really is. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building, y'all. Oh, it's always my pleasure to introduce this cat. The OG is here, y'all. Please let the folks know where they can find you. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here again with everybody. Thanks for coming once again. As I say, it's just a very vital place for me to be, and that's an understatement. I am on Instagram at Skiffgram. I'm currently locked out of my own account, but they do that to me frequently, but it's still there for anybody else who wants to go. I don't think this is on theme. It has a title, Shrunken Legacy in a Memory Confused with Greatness. The vote was worn down to nothing by disidealists who said it should just mean maybe, while because it is being sickened with human filth, the climate drowns, incinerates, or atomizes by storm whole towns. In an emotional fugue, combusting internally with a bloated stupidity emergency. The equality no one has is a corrosive absence, everyone agrees. With indignity makes all other ideals naked in their falsity. The democracy performs self-harm by voting to limit the right to vote in an attempt to disfigure a future, more perfect union by locking the past diseased form of botched utopia with an exclusivity as what America really meant. The difference between hourly wages of a billionaire and his warehouse box picker is a 12,000 miles per hour vanity rocket ride, 3,000 miles straight up on a publicity stunt trip, fueled by a 20-minute lunch hour that is not compensated, and you cannot stop to pee. Whole state populations choose to die from a preventable disease out of freedom, perverted as a morbid will to be nasty to their own selves, because any protection from death promoted by a person they would never vote for is a reason enough to commit stupidicide to prove their depraved self-indifference is the virtue of personal choice. America, in a fight for its own life, has only a temper tantrum of either or for a dialogue about how to compromise differences into sane, respectable progress. So practice your nasty, caress your gun, parrot whole channels full of hollow slogans, and watch your country vanish in a cloud of decline made from its own purchase by new owners who liked to dissect promise of a better future with dull blades made from a suicidal ignorance fed on a diet of unity stunting content that is a false front for whatever advertisers your outrage span is being sold to. Shove your opponent's head in an air fryer while you Botox the armpits of your racism. Mukbang divisiveness so you experience a static-like tingling sensation that travels down your whole body whenever you hear white colonialist dog whistles. Soon, civilization will just be another dishonest advertisement whose appeal is the nostalgic stench wafting off its own disappearance decades ago, but at least the feeling of relaxation and contentment, though not an historical relic, is still perceivable, even if only a memory being confused with greatness. The unpopular fact is, no one is alone with this shriveling of democracy into a clubhouse militia. But sharing the blighted ideal is not a method to dispel its putrefaction. The disease states of America are the contagious blanket we are wrapped in. Now tell me again how it feels, comfortable and secure. But this time, please be attentive to the hollow once occupied by how you used to be more fully alive, or reclaim our humanity before the choice disappears.
Oh, yes, we did just experience that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
Good
That
God.
was
Not
so
allowed to skip
phenomenal.
first.
Kristen,
Thank
skip
you.
first.
Mind blown, man. Jedi Master in the building. So
Oh, yeah.
excited for June
Yeah.
2nd, man.
More than G7. More than G7.
Oh, come on, poet. Listen, listen. I get excited about hearing the Jedi Master, right? The Jedi Master is an OG, right? Has more claim to this than a lot of us, and still comes through with that level of intensity and commitment to keeping our craft moving forward. At a 12,000 mile per hour vanity rocket ride, 3,000 miles straight up. Come on. There's so many lines, right? The vote was worn down to nothing. The diseased form of a botched utopia. Come on. The white colonial dog whistle. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Where can I find one of those, Mr. Skiff? For real. I want to drive some folks crazy with that shit. Oh my goodness. No one is alone with this. Listen. Let the last line that the Jedi Master said resonate with you. He said, reclaim our humanity before the choice disappears. Thank you, Jedi Master. As you heard Open Minds say, the Jedi Master will be featuring on Open Minds Open Mic June 2nd, Friday night. Make sure you are plugging in with the Jedi Master and with Open Minds so you are in the place to be. Appreciate you, Jedi Master. Coming up next. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look. This is about to be the hypest micro triptych we are about to take. Let me tell you, it is going down in this building this evening. The Magus strikes again. This evening, we are being delighted with another incredible collaboration. I'm surprised I didn't smell this one coming, but listen, I am all for it. Coming up first, our one and only Magus Gustav Salas is in the building and collaborating with the Magus this evening. Our one and only micro triptych tour guide, the one and only Nemo Zoom is here. I don't know if we're ready for this incredible collaboration, but we're about to experience it, y'all. Poets, y'all know what to do. Take it away. Great to see you.
Thank you, Elemental. This is Neurodivergent Verses.
Follies and fallacies, defying analyses, dreams and illusions, powerful delusions, the seeds of destruction, undermine your construction, enter at your own risk, erase the hard disk, leave a message at the tone, then please put down your fucking phone, lather, rinse, repeat, refuse to accept defeat, stop to see the beauty around you, don't let the bastards confound you, believe in yourself, it's the only way, suffer no fools, and live for today. I'm neurodivergent, I'm the Godhead emergent.
Endless emergencies, pointless insurgencies, in a state of confusion, it is all a delusion. Why accept the vain seduction when all that comes is soul reduction? The vows they speak are asterisked. Your friends will all be stopped and frisked. These golems made of flesh and bone would like to buy an ice cream cone. Only with your guests can you hit the big delete. Someday these ties will no longer bind you. Until that day, let the good leaf unwind you. It's upside down, the acrobats say, illuminated by yesterday. I'm neurodivergent, the garbage phoenix resurgent.
Blindly following, pig-like wallowing, come out of the sty, don't be that guy. Put down the shit sandwich, adopt a new plan which will help us overcome. There's no rule of thumb. Bring peace to all lovers as the UFO hovers and aliens beckon. It's true, I reckon, that love conquers all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. A plan for all seasons with no rhyme or reasons. I'm neurodivergent. My words are urgent.
Like a bird on the wing, learn to dance, learn to sing. It doesn't matter how high you fly, your body falls down the day that you die. Now you're stuck in a ditch, well, ain't that a bitch? Your comeuppance has come, you cannot say that you're stunned. It's under our covers, it starts with our mothers. The show begins in a second, to the stage I am beckoned. These walls will fall, they'll be having a ball. The goth girls are grieving. These fields aren't Elysian. I'm neurodivergent. Ley lines convergent.
Transphobia is stupid. Arrows from Cupid pierce your heart. Now where to start? Love knows no gender. Refuse to surrender to the mindless hatred. Is nothing sacred? Feel it in your bones. For that love you Jones. Try to remember January to December, all the year round. Fall into the sound of love made manifest. Trust me, it's the best. My neurodivergent love song is all right. It's never wrong.
Your line has been muted. Your rug has been scooted. Your scandalous art is coming apart. You've been on a bender. Now you're stuck to a fender. Feeling raw, being naked, your flaws are paraded. On and on with their baloney, their heads are full of mascarpone. Some you chop and some dismember, burn it all and smell the ember. When the drinks are finally downed, they'll find an old queen newly crowned, thick of neck and slight of wrist, the #1 somnambulist. This neurodivergent love story has come to a close in all its glory.
The poem is done.
And we've rocked to the core.
We hope you had fun, because there ain't any more. Thank you.
Thank you.
These dudes right here, unmute yourself, give it up for Gus.
My two brothers. You can read what I.
Great
collaboration.
Yeah. Great collab, guys. Great collab. Thank you.
I want more and more people to hear that.
Together.
I love both of y'all individually and together. You guys are fucking amazing.
Hey, for real though. Listen, I've heard the Megas get down with a few of our community members, and they continue to take it up. Right, this is what I love about our community. Right, we do collabs. Right, we connect with poets, but we continue to take it up. It's not just another collab that I did with this other poet. It has to be something more. Right, enter at your own risk. Erase the hard disk, right? No, you can't keep this shit. You can't take it with you, right? I'm the Godhead emergent. Come on, Megas, right? In a state of confusion, it is all an illusion. Nemo said these golems made of flesh and bone. I'm not sure if he's talking about like people who wear badges or people who wear pins, congressmen, but always just so many different things that you do on your micro triptychs. Listen, I don't know if I was ready for that, right? But you two incredible poets, like you just do something different. And I appreciate y'all for, first of all, collaborating. Secondly, for bringing it to us and sharing it with us. Two incredible mainstays of our community. Make sure you are plugging in with Gustav and Nemo. Doesn't matter how high you fly, your body falls the day you die. Yeah, I really dig these folks. Real quick, shout out Gina Nepa. Gina is not able to make it this evening. They said they weren't necessarily feeling good. So make sure you are putting healing vibes into the universe for Gina to feel better. Shout out Terry Rose Jertson in the building. You will see Terry coming up soon as one of the features of the Monday night online open mic. Coming soon, y'all. Shout out to Garage Poets who are watching on YouTube as well. Let's keep it going, y'all. This next poet is cool as the other side of the pillow. Whether it's in the virtual world or in real life, this brother's about to do it to you. The one and only Complicated Passions is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, brother. Take it away.
It's great to be here once again on this show and Thursday nights as well. And I'll hopefully be on tour with the Graybeards, maybe in your city soon. I don't know when, but it's definitely going to happen this year. And to just hear all the phenomenal poetry that I've been hearing, it's great. That last set was nice. So I'm going to get right into it. You can find me here at the New Rican on most Mondays. So New York, y'all got my pen inking. So I'm adjusting my flow. Hear this like you want to be a part of me. Call me temptation. Yes, I'm a fiend out to get it. This be my theme. In these lines, read my mind. You know what I mean. So big they buying my books in Japan now. I got them hungry for me. Sounds like R&B. They even dubbed me the Will Downing of poetry. Now, something new just for you. This is an aggravated assault on a woman's heart. It was complicated passions from the start, anticipating, could this ever be? Finding the forever you being what I need. There's no place that touches me like you, waiting to come as I taste the echoes of your mystery in my dreams, never knowing what knowing would be. And yet, here you are, wanting love in the first degree, finding yourself guilty like me. Yes, I am complicated passions, the voice behind this pen. You have only loved this deep in your dreams. Now, imagine these affections whispering to the moment you come to hear me passionately saying, I'm not done. I seek to find your love's end. I so want to, over and over. So tell me, how do you love me after you make love to me? You make love to me again. Thank you.
Oh man, that's not even cool. Ooh, unmute yourself. Give it up for
Damn
complicated.
you all.
Yeah.
Complicated
Thank you.
passions,
Yeah,
brother.
that was great.
Oh, as always, man. Yo.
That dude is too damn cool with it. I told y'all that dude is cool as the other side of the pillar. For real. In these lines, read my mind, right? He said they even call me the Will Downing of poetry. Come on, man. But I recognize that new shit that you dropping though. Complicated, right? Aggravated assault on a woman's heart. Finding the forever you being what I need. Come on, man. Come on, man. Wanting love in the first degree? You have only loved this deep in your dreams. Come on, man. Come on, man. Make sure you are plugging in with Samuel Rains, aka Dark Man Blues. That cat can listen, he can definitely help you in a lot of different ways, especially if you got a manuscript coming out. Make sure you are plugging in with Dark Man. He can help you a lot of different ways. Appreciate you. Coming up next, speaking of publications, this gentleman has a new publication. Shout out Sniffles. This dude is doing it, man. Emotional Defibrillator is on the move. Make sure you are plugging in with this next poet. Shout out the Magus, has the book already in the screen. The one and only Daniel Fernandez is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Always great to see you, Sniffles. Take it away.
Hello. Yeah, all the information's on the chat. I'm just gonna jump into it. So I actually am in theme, and I actually had a hard time starting it. So my first line is a mini panku, and then I just rolled off that idea. This is called Navigating Through Time. Navigating through time with a compass like no other, not pointing north, but to my heart for me to discover. Walking on asphalt, being burnt from the heat of summer, oblivious to the world as ignorance shields pain in which one can't recover. I'm unsure on where to go or what to do during chaos, like a grandfather clock just there with time itself lost, a fever dream of events I wouldn't dare to draw, on a blank sheet of paper, scrambling on thoughts, in the middle of my apartment, absorbing the memories, holding a box of books before I'd leave. I would have stayed if rent wasn't an issue. I lost a job and now drown in regret due to dues. My shoulder angels can't even agree. Upset on life disrespecting me. A walking acronym attempting to breathe. Being thrown into an ice crushing machine. A havoc scenery. Boiling on a theory. Stepping on fire involuntary. At the gates of hell weary. Hugging pain when sleeping. Stuck on my past. like Sasuke and Paul Murphy, reminiscing over another life without anxiety, realizing that nothing changes but the misery, afraid of the other side, the true untold mystery. Curiosity kills now, so we grow illiterate, respectfully. Sadly, my grandpa has been to the hospital recently, plenty of times actually. No one can find the reasoning. His hands are swollen and he moves with such agony, needs help to move an inch. It's painful to see. Spoke to many doctors in many different towns, explained and they couldn't figure it out. Did different tests and the results came back good somehow. We get recommended to different places as deja vu dances around. When I found out, it shocked me like an ignition coil, putting me in a place I'd rather cover up in soil. It upsets me that I can't heal the pain he's in. I trade feelings if I could, but that doesn't exist. Times are tough. There's no denying it. Everyone is on edge now, even the kids. We starve in a country of promise where money is the key to live. And if you don't have that, the government will laugh and take a piss. Toss a brick, shouting, eat this, as we follow directions because we don't realize this shit. Yes, the stock market had me vexed, ruminating on what didn't happen, livid on the effect. I contradict myself as if I'm replying to an unwanted text. We all try our best, and yet nobody shows respect, throwing me off like a relay attack. Loyal with the strings completely intact. I reflect on the days I never had, crying on the days I wanted to relax, stressed and depressed with insomnia because I ponder, stumbling on emotions in a tornado of sonder. I get caught off guard as reality ambushes me. In moments of pure happiness, I can't think clearly. My brain gives me this notification that life sucks, and I get pushed and shoved, talking about my lack of luck, acting like I don't give a fuck when deep down I'm giving up. I just wish money wasn't the thing keeping me alive, walking a thin line above my choices and pride. I'll be honest, at times I'm not trying to survive, just doing my part in life before I die, hoping to leave a legacy with a book filled with my blood and eyes, a vision of empathy touching many lives. If people understood each other, maybe there would be no crime. Anyways, who am I to know? I am just a man living, to each their own. I can absorb pressure, but I'm not made of foam. I have limits, although they are never shown. I am a navigator with wayfinders scattered within our planet, an observer, so I watch and digest the details like a rabbit, staring off to the distance because it became a force of habit, surprised on love, turning humans to magnets, anguished at our cold world as if I forgot my jacket, cringing to the media because everyone is trying to catch it. There is no golden ticket. Even those with skill struggle to grasp it. Success only eats at us with the magnets. Only when stretched out in a casket, people listen to the tears of those they hatchet. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
This is constant flow.
So many
Yeah,
good
the flow is incredible,
So
Daniel.
good.
Yeah.
Tell
Daniel.
this young man all the time,
Wow.
bar after bar after
Tornado.
bar. Yo, he is Mr. Bars over here, just
Thank
dropping
you.
one line after another, man.
Tornado
Boy,
Thunder.
get it.
Tornado Thunder.
Oh, listen. I may have been vetoed, right? I was calling this cat sniffled. It sniffles because of how he rips, but now clearly I have been vetoed. The community has spoken for Captain Flo, and it will be henceforth going forward. Appreciate you, Captain Flo, for bringing all that you do. However, you'll always be sniffles to me. Listen, this cat said, not pointing north, but to my heart. That's what this is about. That's what this whole theme is about, is finding your magnetic north right here in the first place. That's what it's really about. Appreciate you. Truly. Man, he said, toss a brick. Holla, eat this. Yeah, hell yeah. Make sure that shit's on fire too. As reality ambushes me, like, come on, man. He said, a walking acronym waiting to breathe. Come on, man. Like, a vision of empathy touching many lives. Listen, I believe that if you haven't written that into your original manuscript, it will be in the next 4, 5, or 6 that you create. Appreciate you, Daniel, for coming through. Captain Flo in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you are plugging in with Daniel Fernandez. All right. Coming up next. Oh my goodness. I know I don't have to yell at you, but I get to yell at you anyway. Shout out Voltron Rising. This gentleman, our resident Georgia Peach, is about to sweeten us up with his incredible work. Look, he's like, oh no, he's not talking about me. Of course I'm talking about you. The one and only Andy Markert is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself, man. Let the folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, Andy. Take it away.
Hi, friends. Hello. You can find me at Andy Meerkat with 2 T's on Instagram. I'm very rarely there anymore these days since I am mostly in a social media blackout, but maybe I'll find my way back sooner rather than later. But every once in a while I show up. Hi. I am off theme, but have I ever been on theme? These are the questions we ask ourselves every time I perform. I haven't read this poem in a really long time, but it is an old one, and I think I read it here, but maybe I didn't, but maybe I did. Who knows? Here we go. It's called A Coming-of-Age Movie That Does Not Toil in Darkness, or In This Movie No One Suffers, after Danez Smith. Opening scene. We meet a boy at the grave of a friend after one too many funerals. His stubble is sparse because not yet 18-year-old facial hair hasn't turned to daggers, and you remember with the other mourners gathered how none of you can remember their laugh, or if that was the other guy or girl from last week, and how the obituaries always call us artists to be polite about how tortured we are, as if art is the only polite way to excuse the trouble we caused. Cut to, we are all alive again and screaming, lyrics to a song proclaiming how no one likes us when we are 23, even though none of us are. Our pale faces beaming in a pale summer moonlight out by a bonfire, and we are young again in our black V-necks and black jeans, and none of us for once have thought of death. As the fire roars in front of us, we pretend they are whole, and home is a family that you've chosen. Fade to a warm spring day, and we hug one another, and all of us alive and joyful, because surrender is easy when you don't know what the war is like. We didn't know that every moment of suffering was just the basic training to a longer battle that seemed so far away. And today, no addict died, because today, no addict died, because yesterday, no addict died. And we are all free in ways we have never felt before. The sirens are far away, because this movie was never about the death, but the life in this moment, because each night we see each other again, and for this moment we are breathless in the possibility of all the things we can become, have survived, and God lives on the lips of everyone, and he tells you for the first time that you are forgiven, and that if no one else will have you, we will. We will. We will. Roll credits. Thank you.
If no one else will have you, Andy Markert, we will. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Andy Markert.
Hot.
Yeah.
Fire on the mic.
Yeah.
Into the movies.
Always love it.
Wow.
Yo, that spoke really personal to me, because I've lost a lot of friends at a young age and have cried amongst graves before, and just like, I don't know, that poem really hit. I think this is the first time I've actually ever heard your poetry, and it was very deep, very emotional, very like I was able to connect with it, and just, I was amazing, man. Thank you for that poem.
Listen, Thomas, you are only scratching the surface with our Georgia Peach, for real. This gentleman is fucking phenomenal. Trust. As I said from the jump, shout out Voltron Rising. This dude is a key figure, for real. How the obituaries always call us artists. Listen, I really love how you go into that space, Andy, because and I really love how addiction ties into what you do, because it makes it so visceral, right? Surrender is easy when you don't know what the war is like. You have no idea. You have no idea. Damn it. This is why I yell at folks, right? This is why I yell at folks, right? Each night we can see each other again. Right? This is why I love Monday nights, right? God lives on the lips of everyone. Thank you, Andy. I know your schedule is crazy, man, but we appreciate you for coming through and sharing your incredible work with us. Make sure you are plugging in with Andy Marquez. Whew. All right, y'all, let's keep it going. Let's see, one more. Coming up next. Let me see. Did I see this poet? Where are they? Did I miss them? Oh my gosh. Did I miss them?
No, if you're referring to Mariana, yeah, she was here earlier in Zoom, but it looks like she dropped out.
See, this is why I continue to say this is the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, right? Because I don't have to rack my brain. My tech is on point, right? So, in the meantime, in between time, we will keep this ship moving forward. Coming up next, our newest residence mainstay. Shout out Poetic Desire for bringing in a new member of our community. This poet has come through with their flow locked in and ready to rock each and every time. The one and only Undetermined Cause is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. For now, you can find me on Instagram at undetermined.cause. Later, not quite sure where you'll find me. So I will go ahead and get out of your way as quickly as possible. I'm on theme tonight, and my title is Navigation When the Lanes Narrow. The sound barriers are caving in. Can't tell the beginning from the end. Alone with my thoughts to navigate, broken compass, no direction to gravitate, sometimes stuck in a cul-de-sac, rearview mirror looking back, on another cyclical trek, where all the lanes seem to intersect, blurred lines and detour signs, sharp corners, high beams blind, frozen in headlights with confused insights, red, yellow, and green, casting conflicted sheens, outdated GPS, a waxy coat to shield from distress, do not enter in wrong way, regulations to obey, closed only HOV, restricted to parties of 3, traffic jams, dead-end plans, unexpected cutoff, forcing an abrupt stop, riding tails, no guardrails, worn tires and touchy brakes, dense with heavy scrapes, icy when wet and falling rocks, the anticipation endlessly mocks, at the mercy of airbags and seatbelts to protect from trauma left unfelt, flashing lights, emergencies, offered no extended warranties, lanes narrow ahead. I'll take the next exit instead. Rather than being confined to the lines, free to think thoughts that are mine.
Oh, see, and this is why you extend your warranty, to make sure you get all of what she said. Unmute yourself, give it up for
Undetermined Cause. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Listen, this is, again, this is what I love about our community, right? Listen, we all go through those, right? Don't ever forget about that. We all go through those moments, right? When you might, you know what I mean? But here's a tip for all you performers in the building. Only people that know you might have messed up is you. Keep that close, right? However, I failed to mention earlier, this is not easy, y'all. I don't give a damn if you're on the stage or you're on this Zoom verse. This is not easy. I know we make it look easy, right? I know we do this. But this is not easy, right? So thank you, Undetermined Cause, for sharing your incredible vulnerability with us, right? Because yeah, sometimes those corners are sharp and those high beams will blind your ass straight up, right? They will indeed, right? Casting conflicting beams, right? I see when wet and falling rocks. If y'all don't know what that is, right, then you don't know the premise of why she was saying what she was saying about navigating through those things. Those are some of the most treacherous situations and roads in the world, because sometimes both of those signs are on the same damn road. Sometimes that road is called life. So make sure your compass is calibrated correctly. All right. Before we move on, I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoom verse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how are you feeling this evening?
I am feeling okay. Thank you so much. And I feel relief like some of the rest of us that finally Daniel has gotten a new nickname and you have accepted Captain Flo. We are so relieved. We felt with Daniel these past weeks, but his poetry, his flow finally has convinced you, to change. So we're so happy. I think it was Deadpan Lissy who came up with the name. I could be wrong, but thank you, Deadpan. I also saw Paul Skiff calling him the line master. So Daniel, you did it. You finally, Elemental has gotten you a better nickname. So that is great. Also, shout out to Marianne. I want to make sure I pronounce her name correctly. Thank you, my secret friend in the private DM who corrected me. Marianne, if you got disconnected, if you're listening to us in YouTube or Facebook, come on back to Zoom. We're holding your spot open. We still want to hear from you. So hello, everyone. I am Ron Mark Thompson. I'm the tech assistant here working at the online open mics and workshop. I also work at some of the events in the cafe, in the New Eureka Poets Cafe in person in Manhattan. For all the newcomers here who have joined us for the very first time, we have so many events, going on online and in person at the cafe. I don't have the time to go through all of them because I want to make sure we instead hear from our incredible poets, tonight. But you may follow us on our website, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You can go to our Linktree links. You see all the information on the screen. We have currently 3 weekly open mics and 3 weekly poetry slam, not all on the same order, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We have dance events. We have what else do we have? Voices and Vibes, our music vocal open mic and karaoke. We have so much going on. So just follow us if you're new to the New Eureka Poets Cafe, and there will be something that you will like, and either come online or in person. I do want to highlight two specific events. The Performance and Poetry Workshop series will conclude this week. Paul is going to try to join us a little later. Paul Concasso, our host of Voices and Vibes, will be leading our second to last workshop in Zoom this Thursday on the May 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. He will bring he actually is a professor in real life in New Jersey, so he will bring obviously his teaching skills to the online world, which he has done both at the New Eureka Poets Cafe and at many other organizations. You can buy a ticket online on our ticket site, $10. I have taken classes with him before. He is amazing. Again, we're going to hear from him later if he can make it into Zoom. Check him out if you can. He also will be back we're going to keep him busy this week. In addition to the online workshop on Thursday, he also will be back to host the in-person Voices and Vibes, which is our karaoke / independent music showcase, vocal open mic, Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the New Eureka Poets Cafe on East 3rd Street in Manhattan, New York. If you came to our last one last Friday, in addition to feature musicians, we also started a freestyling. It was kind of like a competition, a friendly competition, and it went on for like 15 to 20 minutes. It was amazing. We've never seen something like this in the cafe. We loved it. So if you're in Manhattan, tickets are only $5 for the Voices and Vibes Friday 6 p.m. If you're not in New York City, check out Kyla Tokaya Garcia. Many of you know her. She will be closing and leading our last performance in poetry workshop class on Friday, 6 p.m. in Zoom, online, $10 per ticket. Again, if you can make it to that one, you may buy tickets online. All right, I want to point out some events coming up this weekend because, again, the New Eureka Poets Cafe will be busy. It is Memorial Day weekend, but we're going to keep the cafe open. Elemen2al already mentioned we will have our online open mic next Monday, even though it is Memorial Day, and the theme will be Memorial Day. But also good news, last year, many of you may remember, the New Eureka Poets Cafe marched in the National Puerto Rican Day Parade in Manhattan on 5th Avenue. We will be back this year again. This time it is Sunday, June 11th. And we will be again marching and floating with the parade. So, line up on 5th Avenue if you can, Sunday, June 11th. However, the organizers of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade are kicking off the National Puerto Rican Day Parade with several events throughout New York City. One of them is this coming Saturday, this weekend, May 27, from 11 to 6 p.m., the 152nd Street Cultural Festival, which is in the Bronx between Trinity and Jackson Avenues. And it is, an event for family, for adults, children. There will be musical performances, live dancing, food, obviously, performances, poetry, music, children's activities, arts and crafts. Come to the Bronx if you can make it this Saturday. The reason I'm mentioning is because the New Eureka Poets Cafe will have a table at that street festival. We will be there representing the cafe, so you can come and say hello to us. If you then still have time, in the evening, we will be going back to the New Eureka Poets Cafe on East 3rd Street, and our Chief of Staff, Nico Diaz, will be curating and hosting our first LGBTQ plus open mic this year, called Queer Say. It is 7 p.m. in the cafe. It features Anthony Rodriguez, and anyone who wants to sign up to perform, can do so at the open mic. And good news, it's free admission. So you can either get a free ticket online or just come to the door, say hello, watch the other performers or perform yourself. 7 p.m. this Saturday, free admission. On Sunday, the cafe will be participating in the, and I'm going to make sure I pronounce this correctly, the Loisaida Festival, which is at 12 to 5 p.m. Sunday, May 28, on Avenue C between 6th and 12th Street. Avenue C is also called Loisaida Avenue, which is Spanish for Lower East Side. This is where the New Eureka Poets Cafe is located, on East 3rd Street between Avenue A, B, and C. And we will have a table there. Our executive director will be there. Nico will be there. I will be there. So if you're in the neighborhood, come and say hello. 12 to 5 p.m. this Sunday. And then everyone is invited to come to the New Eureka Poets Cafe on 3rd Street. Our regular salsa jam, which happens every last Sunday of the month, will also be serving as the official after party of the Loisaida festival. And that one is at 7 p.m. Doors open 7. Show starts at 8. Salsa jam with the legendary Combo Regan ensemble. So this is for this week. As you can see, it's a lot of programs coming up. Again, just follow us. I will put all the information in the chat. But in the meantime, let us move on to our next performer, Baba Ngama, I was pleased to have met him last year in person on the ferry coming back from Governor's Island when we all were at the New York City Poetry Festival. I hope I will see him there again. Baba, if you dare, I'm trying to unmute you. Hope you dare. If not, if you needed a few extra minutes, we can move on to our next performer. So how about we'll do this? Baba, we're going to move on to our next performer, all the way from the UK, Lantern. It's always a pleasure to have us with you, you with us here every Monday and Thursdays as well. Lantern, I always get so many emails. Lantern features in so many different international open mics. You know, we got to meet him in person as well last year. You are just such a busy bee, such a wonderful poet. You always give great comments in the chat, you know, for everyone. Lantern, it's such a pleasure to have us with you. Tell everyone where we may follow you, and then the next 3 minutes are all yours.
Thank you. I'll do the poem and then I'll put my details in the chat afterwards. Unconquerable. Stains on my heart producing pain, calligraph shadows on my soul. From life struggles I can't refrain, marching forward in search of goals. I dare not yield to prejudice, adversity my strength and light. I know by faith that storms will cease, my bird of hope are sent in flight. Flowers of light and fruits of grace, heaven's wafts the nourishing taste, amidst the chaos on man's face, bent on destruction in its place. More talk of wars and foreign soils, fueled by greed and avarice. Corporates seek to share the spoils, while failing talks to speak of peace. I navigate to see the light, midst complacency and deceit. Love stabs my soul with its delight, conquers all challenges I meet. Where are the virtues learned of old? They say amendments are in place, yet some still fight, their hearts are cold, speaks of a freedom hard to trace. Politics splits the country's calm, so wary is each resident, fast seeking a remedial balm, sunbeams to which to give assent. Let darkness not to us befall, sing the visions of tomorrow. Mass shootings, subway chokeholds quell, beacons for the hearts of sorrow. Man not by nature seeks a fray, we yearn for joy and pleasantries. Guide thus our hearts the dauntless way, free our minds from hate's diseases. Not soul for nature I do give, man is much greater than his peers. When nature for the soul I live, earth flourishes and dance with seers. So let us seek the light within to free our minds from baseless fears. Mariners brave the waves unseen, souls filled with love and joyful cheers. I am the singer and the song, the cadences of heaven's gong. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Oh my God, such beautiful poetry. Everyone, please give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Brilliant, Lantern Carrier.
Brilliant.
So
Wow.
topical, so real.
Awesome as always.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
you.
so powerful.
Hear that? The cadence
So
of heaven's gongs. Ah.
Amazing, Lantern. See, now we can turn around, and you can look at our. Usually, you're the one who comments and puts beautiful comments to everyone's poems in the chat. Now you can see what everyone liked about you. There was so many quotable lines, so many, positive, uplifting, lines. One that stood out to me: "Let darkness not to us before," because yes, it is sometimes very difficult to see the light. Thank you so much, Lantern, for giving us your poetry, for coming back here every Monday. We really appreciate you all the way from the UK. It is like early morning there. Thank you again, Lantern. You are amazing. Really appreciate you. Going back to what I promoted in the chat, I saw Paul Skiff that he really recommended the Lower Cider festival that I mentioned. And hey, if we're lucky, we may even be seeing Paul's skiff. They are, again, the New Eureka Poets Cafe will have a table at that festival, just like on Saturday. So please stop by if you can. But I want to, before we go to the next performer, and Baba, oh good, Baba, you're back, so we're going to come back to you. But before we go back to you, let me go to another Paul, our mainstay, Paul Concasso, because Paul, as I told everyone here a few minutes ago in Zoom, we're keeping you busy, Paul, this week. You have 2 events coming up. One in Zoom.
I do.
And one in person. So please, nobody can, promote it better than you. Let everyone know what you're going to do for us this week, please.
Yeah. So I have good problems. I'm booked and busy with the New Eureka Poets Cafe this Thursday at 6 p.m. as part of the spoken word performance poetry workshop series. That I'm honored to have 3 other incredible facilitators in the month of May. I will be holding down the event this Thursday, the 25th, from 6 to 8 p.m. And it is going to be the Zodiac. I'm going to be jumping between some Taurus and some Gemini inspired poems, between the elements, the animals that inspire them. And then we're going to be jumping into our own elements and our own alignments and writing based around those 2. And then what some other surprises in store, some advice for poetry, some advice for performing on and off Zoom. And then Friday, the 26th, I also wanted to big up our last May Voices and Vibes. I don't know who the feature is yet. The feature is to be forthcoming tomorrow. We are locking that down, but regardless, it's going to be vibes with all of us. With our man RMT in the booth, our hype engineer of the corn, Mr. Mari Mais, and then everybody else, all of the usual suspects who always come through and shut down the stage and blaze all the way up until our final family performance at the end. So yeah, if y'all want to come through, it is still only $5 for the month of May. Come through, get some drinks, catch some vibes, come see me, have a great time, and then start your night off right, because you can catch us from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And then at 10, you can stick around for the Friday Night Slam, the mothership of the New Eurekans spoken word performances. Yeah, but take it away. Elemental, you're doing incredible, my Storm God brother. We stay in the building, and if you ain't down with RMT, what is you doing, baby? Appreciate you, Ron. Love y'all. Miss all y'all.
We love you too. And no worries. If we don't have a feature this Friday, I told everyone that we did this great freestyling, a cipher like that we did last Friday, though. So we can always do this again. Wasn't that amazing, Paul?
The cipher was so much fun. I might just do an impromptu. We might do a cipher instead of a feature, and then give away 2 free drinks. 2 free drinks.
Hey, it's all about those strings. So come on, see Paul, either online Thursday or Friday in person. Great to have you, Paul. I'll see you in the cafe. I'll see you online Thursday. I'll see you in the cafe on Friday. We really, really appreciate it. Check it out. Every Fridays, first, third, and fourth Friday of each month, we will keep promoting.
And last.
And exactly, and $5 only. You can't beat that. Where else can you get that so much fun? Karaoke, singing your own tracks. Thank you so much, Paul. Yes, $5. All right, appreciate you, Paul. Thanks for stopping by. Let's go back to Baba. He is here. We almost missed you, but I'm glad you're back, because I didn't want to miss you, because you always bring your best here with us on Mondays. Baba, how are you? Let everyone know how we may follow you, and then the next 3 minutes are all yours.
Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna put in my info in afterwards, because I don't want to take up too much time. I got a song and a poem. I'm trying to get it all in. Well, I'll do the poem first, because the song is more with the theme. So the poem is called Situation Critical, and it was on a CD that I did about 5 or 6 years ago. The CD is called Lessons from the Book of Osai Yemi, Chapter 1. This poem is situation critical. So I'm standing on the corner of chaos and confusion, down the road a ways from peace and justice, on the edge of desperation, fed up on the daily diet of bullet-riddled black folk, scratching my head trying to figure out what we can do about the situation. 503C poverty pimp motherfuckers like Al Sharptongue and Jesse Jackass suddenly appear trying to get paid for recycled speeches. They're on the government payroll talking about we need to be peaceful and chance hand up, don't shoot. as young revolutionaries chased them away. And I want to know, how's that working for you? Meanwhile, the cops are armed to the teeth with all the military paraphernalia that the gun manufacturers couldn't push off on the military-industrial complex. But it's not too complex to figure out. It's evident that we're at war, and hands up, don't shoot just don't seem to be working anymore. Besides that, this is 2015, not 1964, so the Negroes ain't acting like colored people. Operation Plush and urban pleaders never did understand that we didn't need integration, but reparations and self-determination. Our ancestors didn't give their lives just to be able to piss in the same pots as the white people. These days, white folk riot if they win or lose a football game, get arrested and go home the next day. We get stopped and frisked for breathing while black, and all the corporate-owned media motherfuckers can report on is whether or not Bruce Jenner is a woman or a man, that we really need to give a damn about this confusion. When most white folk are under some kind of illusion that we live in a country that's free or that we have democracy. It's like a tale of two cities, but it's a shame and a pity, but these cops don't see us as human beings. Maybe we should just stop paying their salaries since their job is to serve and protect. In reality, we need protection from them. Tired of standing on corners with 10 cups begging with signs that say, raise the minimum wage. We need more than change. I think it's going to be a long, hot summer again.
Oh, yes, it will be a long, hot summer. Come on and go.
The theme was supposed to be a moral compass. And when Africans were brought here and enslaved, they weren't allowed to practice their religions. And the religions have made a comeback. So all over the world now, you find people that are practicing African traditional religions. One of such I practice is called Ifa or Eshe. I can go more into that, but I don't want to take up all the time just talking about it. But this song is on my CD, and the song is called A Conversation with Eshu. Going down to the crossroad, had a talk with Eshu. Going down to the crossroads, yeah. Had a talk with Eshu. Say things ain't good, looking too good, Baba me. Tell me what I can do. Well, the first thing you can do now, tell folk I'm not the devil, no. Well, the first thing you can do, yeah. Tell folk I'm not the devil, no. Just so you know, the devil is the one that does the evil. Well, I know that's the truth, yeah. That's why I sing this song. Well, I know that's the truth, yeah. That's why I sing this song. Well, the devil is the one. I know you're the one who determines what's right from wrong. Oh, Eshu, oh, Leroy, tell me now, what's your occupation? Oh, Leroy, Baba, Eshu, tell me now, tell me, what's your occupation? Well, I stand at the crossroads, taking your prayers from earth to heaven. Oh, Baba Eshu, Legba, tell me now, how did you get such a bad name? Oh, Papa Legba, hey, shoot, tell me now, how did you get such a bad name? Well, you know, they needed somebody to blame. Oh, Papa Legba, please help me now. You know I need you now. You know, being down on my luck. Oh, Papa Legba, I need you now. You know, being down on my luck. Well, I hear you, the king of calories. That's money. Please, please, bring me big bucks. Oh, Papa Legba, Leroy, yeah, now. Can I do for you? Oh, Papa Legba, what can I do for you? Fried fish, palm oil, and a little gin will do. Well, I went down to the crossroads, had a little talk with a shoe. Well, I went down to the crossroads, yeah. Had a little talk with a shoe. Say things ain't looking too good, Baba me. Please, please tell me now. Tell me what I can do. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. I know. I know all y'all heard that real quick. Take a breath. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ngoma. Yeah.
The original sound on next time. We couldn't hear your guitar, but it was still great.
We got all the words. We got all the words, but the music cut out. Just as good. It was like an acapella, sweetie. Don't worry.
It was still powerful. I didn't want to interrupt you, Baba, but it was like an a cappella version, we it was great nevertheless.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll hear it on the
record. Okay, listen. Folks are just think they can't even get it out of their spirit all the way. It's just like like I don't know if it was Howling Wolf, if it was Muddy Waters, if it was Black Snake Moan, I don't know, but it had so much of all of that in there. It was just like, ow, I want all of them Delta blues, man. Gosh. Listen, if you are not familiar with the Baba Ngoma, you were just privileged to get 2 of the instruments that he mastered. Only 2. His voice being the other one. This gentleman is off the charts. He said it was on his album. Where can you find it? Make sure you are plugging in with Baba to make sure you get it. That dude is off the charts. Another one of the OGs in our community. He said, tell folk I'm not the devil. No. How'd you get such a bad name? Live in a country that's free. Right. Stopped and frisked for breathing while black. God damn it. This is what I love about what we do, y'all. I'm telling you, some people do this, but we do this. Thank you, Baba, for just coming through with all of your magnificent truth and sharing it with us. Real quick, y'all, before we move on, unmute yourself. Give it up for the one and only Ron Mark Thompson.
RMT.
RMT.
It's a job. You work it.
Oh my gosh, I
It's a
love
job.
working
You
with
work
y'all.
it.
Very welcome.
I love working with you, y'all. For real, for real. I know y'all get tired of hearing me say that. But look, I don't care, first of all. I'm sorry, but not sorry. This dude, really, honestly, man, like Ron Mark Thompson does so many things. I know y'all might see his name pop up in a few spaces, but that dude is really, really plugged in and truly connected to our community. Really, he really, really helps this thing go. Thank you, Ron, really, for all your dedication. It comes through every single Monday and Thursday. All right, y'all, let's keep it going. Coming up next, let's see here. This poet, can I call her a time traveler? I probably could, because she's talking about, eventually, she's going to talk about her manuscript that's in the future, but asking to talk about the future in the past, maybe? I don't know, but we're going to find out. The one and only Vex Lex is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. Lex, it's always great to see you. Make sure you tell them about that manuscript. Take it away.
Thank you, Elemen2al. Appreciate you. So my book, Ask Me Again in 6 Months, is coming out this summer. If you would like to secure your pre-order, you can go to my website, officialvexlex.com, and fill out the form on the first page, or you can just DM me on Instagram, VexLexPoetry, to secure that copy. If you're into mental health pieces, love, heartbreak, existential crises, you're gonna want to read the book. All right, so I have 2 pieces. The first one is short and sweet. The second one is vexed. So the first one is called Navigator. Every place I have traveled, every heart I have unraveled, every experience that's left me baffled has led me straight to you. I used to think my compass was faulty, that it was steering me in the wrong direction, always into harm's way. But alas, I was in charge of the navigation this whole time and couldn't be more happier that I finally landed on your coordinates. And my second piece is called Fleshed. When I bring up my struggles with mental illness in a conversation, I am not looking for you to relate in a way that minimizes what I have to go through. You may say, I have days when I feel depressed too. There are days when I'm also very angry. I get that completely. But those days eventually subside. Is there ever a time when there is an itch that you scratch and scratch, clawing at your skin until flesh is left exposed? You try to let yourself heal, but it is raining salt from the clouds that keep following you. And people keep telling you that if you believe hard enough, the sun will show up. I say this not to make it a competition, but to remind you to tread lightly when you try to relate to someone's hardships. Thank you.
Goodness, Lex, I say this not to make it a competition, but you better hear me. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Vex.
Yeah, Vex walking words. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone's got to say it, and then someone's got to say it.
Come on, CC. Come on, CC. You know what it is, right? You know what it is. And look, Vex even said it herself. She said the first one is this, the second one is Vexed. Like, I love that. I love that, Lex, for real. He said, every heart I have unraveled has led me straight to you. Come on. I finally landed on your coordinates. That's what it's all about. That's what every step of your progress is about reaching your destiny. And you landed upon the coordinates of such. Thank you, Lex, for sharing that with us. Make sure you are plugging in with Lex, and don't ask her in the next 6 months. Make sure you're getting the manuscript and then ask her in the next 6 months. For real. All right. Appreciate you, Lex. Coming up next, we have a new member of our community. I happen to know this poet, but I'm going to ask this poet to unmute himself. Welcome to our community, Lady G. It is great to see you. Please let the folks know, without giving us your address, where in the world are you located?
Hi, thank you, everyone. I am on all social media platforms under Words by Lady G. I have 2 poems for you today.
Come on, Lady G. Hold on. Listen, this incredible poet, listen, I got a chance to connect with this poet as a part of our poetry business challenge, right? And we are working on growing our poetry business, right? Not just poets with poems, right?
Yes.
Lady G is working very hard at that, building her business. So make sure, Lady G, you are telling people how to connect with you. And either way, however this goes, you're probably going to get some people yelling at you after the fact. So please take it away. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I love it here. It's my first time, so thank you all for being so welcoming. And you all are amazing poets. So like Elemen2al said, I started an LLC for my poetry. It's Words by Lady G Productions LLC in February of this year. And you can find me at wordsbyladyg.com as well, my website. So my first poem is A Household Full of Single Mothers. A household full of single mothers. Outsiders consider us the common denominator. To top it off, we outnumber our sons, making them the fraction that can never be simplified. Our cries synchronize from different rooms, the only form of therapy we can afford. Tears are our secret weapon. In the dark, they mark our pillows silently. By light, there's no trace of them. The plastered smile on our face may fool the world except for the one we live in. Pain seeps through our flesh every time fault-finding tongues curse the future we have yet to reach. The obstacles this life dumps over us are hard enough. We don't need your 2 cents because it makes sense to you. Matter of fact, scratch that. Keep throwing your 2 cents our way. We will save them for rainy days, to regenerate our inner strength to make better days out of what we have. It takes a village to raise a child. That's why we stick together in a household full of single mothers. Thank you. That's my first one. Thank you so much. My second poem, I like to write poem covers for songs. So this song is Money, Power, Respect. Our children keep asking how we grew up. What you need in life, money, power, respect. That mentality stuck with us in that exact order. It's the key to life, money, power, respect. The money occupied their hands during the graveyard shift while dead presidents got their dollars worth, digging holes for us to fall into, sacrificial offerings to gain power at the altar, money, power, respect. When they burned their blessings, fire immediately sealed their fate. The respect went out the window. That's why we still knock on doors to get permission to make things right. Thank you.
What? Are you kidding? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lady G.
Hey, that was great.
Hey.
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
I absolutely love when people
Nice
show
work. Good passion.
the hell out.
One of us.
You heard? Listen. I know you heard some things that you may not be familiar with, Lady G. You heard her chant, a couple folks saying one of us. That just means that you have been welcomed into our community. All right. You are now one of us. You are probably going to receive a flood of followers this evening. So make sure you are plugging your information into the chat so folks can plug in with you and remind you on Sunday night that you need to be signing up to come and hang out with us on Monday night. That is how you show up and show out. I was not expecting that because I had not heard this poet's poems before. He said, consider us the common denominator. Are you kidding? Like, come on. The only form of therapy we can afford, man, it's in those four walls. Leave it. We don't need your 2 cents because it makes sense for you. What? Takes a village to raise a child. That's why we're houseful single mother. Thank you, Lady G, for coming through and, shouting out your business, right? Shout out to the entrepreneurs. Shout out to the poets who are taking their poetry to the next level. Make sure you are plugging into poetrybusinesschallenge.com. Appreciate you, Lady G. Listen, you will hear from all these folks this evening. Appreciate you for coming through. All right, coming up next. Woo-wee. I get to yell at this poet too. Haven't seen this poet in a while, and you'll see why I'm yelling at this poet, because they take things to another level. The one and only Black Swan is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Elemental. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, New Eureka. I'm honored to be here. I will get myself in order so I can put on the status where you can find me up until now. Where you find CP Mays, you can find me. As a matter of fact, you can see me in the back of his picture right there. I'm on the wall. I'm in there, son. I'm in there. Thank you guys so much, for real though. It's a real honor to be here. As far as the moral compass theme of the night, I wrote this piece years ago, but it was so fitting as to what I tend to use as my moral compass, since I do work in healthcare, and it does keep you humble real quick. So here we go. This one's called Hospice. When she heard the news, her lungs were 2 titanic shifts sinking in her saltwater chest. She, gasping, turned to me. Her eyes were 2 volcanoes erupting. I'd never seen mountains cry before this. Before this, I'd only worn the kind of scrubs that made people want to donate to my lousy lost cause. But now I wear the kind of scrubs that are easily targets to blame for others' lost cause. Your pain is my worry, the nurse said to the mountain's mother, which whom did not want to take her meds. Watching the nurse trying to give her medication was like watching Jesus trying to shove the Bible down God's throat, little G. Thing is, I really didn't know whose side I was on. All I knew was the volcanoes hit closer to home than I realized. The lava had gone past professionalism and gotten personal. Before I knew it, I was a piano ballad moving through time, and I thought that I'd been here before, but death is only acceptable when it's accessible, and you can't access it without the idea of it, or so I thought. She was a 3 guitar chords from sending her mother home. Hospice is where people go to die, something I still want to disprove. This week, my pager goes off. It was stat. It was her room. It was empty. No volcanoes, no mountains, no ships, no salt waters, nothing. I was there alone, amongst the ash and rubble, shed hair and soiled linen. Did they go home? Did the mother's mountain go home alone? There were no documents, no legal witnesses, just me and a room to clean. Thank you.
That's not okay. That's not okay. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Black Swan.
Black Swan.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That was beautiful, really.
Yeah.
Beautiful piece.
Wonderful.
Listen.
Thank you.
I truly love our community because we flex our poetic license, I would think, like millionaires and billionaires flex their black cards or their unlimited platinum cards, right? We slam them shits down like you playing spades. I don't know if y'all are familiar with playing spades, right? But when you know you got it, you got it, right? And this is what I love about poets, right? Because this is exactly what Black Swan just did. I'd never seen mountains cry before this. What? Trying to watch Jesus, trying to shove the Bible down God's throat, little G. Can't access it without an idea of it, right? Of course not. You got to be plugged in to allow the inspiration and the magnificence to flow through you and to us. Thank you, Black Swan. Thank you, truly. Shout out the homie CP Mays, right? That's the folk, man, for real. Shout out the folk, man. Hope you get better, man. I'll see you soon, right? Thank you, Black Swan, for looking after Mays, and for Mays looking after Black Swan. She said, look, learn about it. I'm behind him. Don't get it twisted, baby. I'm over his shoulder. I love it. Appreciate you, Swan. All right, coming up next, our resident Iron Chef is in the building, and he never ceases to amaze. The one and only Generalissimo Brian Franco is here, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, Generalissimo. Always great to see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Elemental. I just put all that information in the chat. This Thursday, I'm going to be the feature guest poet for the Yorktown Poetry Workshop, where you bring one poem, you read it, and it's like a little critique thing. It's a very constructive criticism thing. It's just a nice little low-key event. And then I'm also going to, afterwards, I'll put how you can vote for my poem in the National Mental Health Poetry Contest. But I'll read these two brand new poems that I read this afternoon. They're so brand spanking new that my butt hurts from them. So hold on. That joke just didn't work, did it? The first day, neither of them have any titles yet. I want to believe I have the right to soak in the sun. I want to believe the good Lord has led me to rays of hope, has led me to feel warmth upon my skin when my life feels colder than usual. When I need to hear bird song, when I need to know a breeze, when I need to experience butterflies form kaleidoscopes, when I need to not be blinded but find a path I did not previously know. I will question my right to travel that path. But it is an undeniable fact that the sun shines everywhere where everyone exists, so it must belong to everyone everywhere. And every path it decides to light is available for everyone everywhere to travel. And poem 2. I have had sleeping dreams when I dream about myself living a different life where only positive outcomes exist. But in these dreams, I am not a poet. In these dreams, I am not aware poetry exists inside my soul. Whenever I wake from these dreams, I wonder if the me in these dreams is fulfilled without poetry in his life. I wonder if the me in these dreams doubts his happiness and success. I wonder if the me in these dreams will one day be a poet. I wonder if the me in these dreams will one day write about tears. I wonder if the me in these dreams will one day step onto a stage and scream a rant. As I lay in bed as someone who always feels unfulfilled, I can feel happy. I know I am a poet that can cry tears of happiness till I fall back into slumber to dream more dreams. Thank you.
Damn it, Generalissimo. Do you have to be so damn poetic? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Generalissimo.
Generalissimo, yeah.
It's an honor to hear your poetry all the time, every
Beautiful.
single time.
Every single time, right, Finn? Every single time.
Opening the heart.
Come on. Hold on, Generalissimo. I apologize. Coming right back at you. Please continue.
If you just look in the chat, I just put how you can vote for my poem in the NAMI New Jersey Mental Health Poetry Contest. And if you copy and paste this whole thing into your Facebook page or wherever and share it with people, then a lot more people can vote for me. Thank you. And thanks again. Thank you very much again, Elemen2al. And of course, thank you, Ron and Mark, for everything that you've done as well.
It is truly our pleasure, Generalissimo. A mainstay of our community. Generalissimo has been putting it down with us for a very long time. And similar to your reference to the sun is your poetry, Generalissimo. It must belong to everyone everywhere because it's shining on all of us. You said, I wonder if the me in these dreams will ever be a poet. Guess what, Generalissimo? Similar to one of your poems, you're like, push, push, push. You gave birth to a poem. Guess what, Generalissimo? You woke up a poet, sir. Indeed. Make sure you are plugging in with Generalissimo. One thing I can tell you is everything he thinks is all in his mind. Appreciate you, Generalissimo. Coming up next, this gentleman, I truly, truly love this gentleman for his fearlessness in how he approaches his truth. When I first met this gentleman, I was first experienced to his work, I was shocked. My ears were like, holy shit, you can say that shit? You can do that in poetry? Yes. And that deliciously, destructively brilliant, oh my gosh, that muse is the one and only Dane Ince. Unmute yourself, let the folks know where they can find you online, Dane, and how they can connect with the myriad of things that you have going on. It is great to see you, sir. Take it away.
All right, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be here. This is what you guys are doing is, well, it's really great. Time to arrive on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Open mic feature every Tuesday. Put the information in the chat. Let's see, I gotta get this thing where it, there we go. I'm gonna read two pieces. This first one is called Lantern Carrier. Before I do that, you were talking about direction. You know, there's more than one north. I know people probably don't think about this, but there's geodetic north, there's grid north, there's project north, there's the North Star. Yeah, a lot of different norths. Magnetic north, and magnetic north moves around. It's not exactly in the same place all the time. But some things are. Lantern Carrier. For many years, I was outside. I lived unaware, not knowing I deliberately starved myself of beauty. I was dumb and did not ponder the journey, the way strewn with pebbles, rocks, boulders, the hazards, all for tripping and falling, happening when I look over tall fences, hungry, hoping for ripe peaches that do not belong to me, the tastiest kind. The hazard catches me. alone with no one there to break the fall, to cushion the blow, heart slammed in the bedroom door. This is when I wake, face down, Texas, mouthful of Texas caliche, dry roadbed gravel, mouthful feeds my hunger, finishes coolly the thirst. I spend time in this new asana, this pandiculation, to inhabit each and every inch of this yoga pose, learning where the tension is, learning the dharma of this stumble, the stumble bum with microscope eye, studies dust and pebbles for the secrets that they hide. Still flat sighs, the eye inside wanting to rush, to get up. What's the hurry? The hurt's the same, standing or flat. Stay here now. Learn the click, snap, siren of every type of dust bug and worm. They are lonely and they will listen to my sorry story. They are quick to laugh and approve, asking nothing in return. The pregnant flies come, looking for nesting, planning to lay roadkill maggots under my skin. I let them to see how this thing ends. The sunshine that was sweet and lovely in the morning gives way to heat like hate to bake me in this oven. I am awake. She scurries off. She's late for her dinner date. Snake slithers across the road, looking for lazy mice nibbling on grass seeds. This is how I understand the meaning of the word late now. A rattlesnake pauses, flicks its tongue at me, asking me if I would like a kiss. Oh, what an invitation, my mind replies. See, on my left hand ring finger, upon it is a wedding band. So respectfully, we must keep our distance. A tear comes into the snake's eye, and I see a new twinkle in it. For the snake slides off for an evening meal. The sound of crunching gravel tickles my ears. Swing light approaches, swinging side to side. A strong, long-fingered hand strokes my cheek, so I awake. The smiling, white-robed, tall angel carrying a lantern, lifting me out of the gravel Tolman, the tomb I've fashioned for myself. As we walked, the lantern carrier recited the Milky Way poems, one for each blinking night in the sky. The maggots, gone, grown now, fly out of my scars. The lonely outside road I am still on, the outside way, the outside practice, this seeing in, this practice moves through darkness to light. Piece number 2, wetter. Parma rain, Parma after rain, the progress of the typhoon and the traffic conditions on a Paris street. You and your dog, big stick in her mouth. The rainstorm is coming. The cap fits on the head, glove in hand. Wood, slatted pyramid, zone of confusion. Every day is 1,000 years long. Cannot catch my breath. I love those Texas clouds. Nowhere else are they as big, beautiful, or wetter, raining down better than ever on thirsty caliche. Reflecting, rolling down the Pecos, the homemade dove trap never worked. Cumulus nimbus confusion. I am, when you say I am. I cannot sense the petrichor. It is the blood, the stack of collapsed pancake hat, mushroom cloud on Mona Lisa's shoulders, black, left-handed Picasso. How about that? Fell down from the willow bentwood rocker on top of a ladder with a clatter, scatter, pattern, shotgun blast, silent gravity huffing up the hill, the pearls of black smoke curling, Dolly mustache waxed and whirling, a Sinatra Vegas mic drop, drops a dusted biplane stunts. Gravity fell off the ladder. Her breast bouncing, galaxies, the buttons on the top of the cotton grain sack dress, a poppin', gingham, Bobby just a laughing by the well pump handle with Norman Rockwell clouds in the background pouting. How did she get up there? Why and what for? Thunderstorms are coming, cussing, gullies, drinking, drunk. The dust dies down. Ride in the bed of a pickup truck, watermelons, peaches. If Murray were here, we cannot wait any longer. The bitter peyote buttons up, sandstorm, tumbleweeds blow across the red rock macadam caldera, because that's what they did. Thank you.
Man, and that's what you just did, damn it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dane.
Dane,
Nice
brilliant.
work, Dane. Nice work.
An unbelievable journey, Dane. Good Lord.
Nice
It's
walk.
like some sort of surreal dream.
I have never heard that from you, Dane. And I was presently surprised. Listen, I know Dane Ince is no slouch, right? But this, like, he said, the maggots gone, grown now, fly out of my wounds. Ooh, what? What? Planning to lay roadkill maggots under my skin before that? Come on, man. And then, of course, you know, shout out to Lantern Carrier. Cumulus Nimbus Confusion. Left-handed Picasso. A Sinatra Vegas mic drop. Come on, man. Right? Her breast bounce galaxies? What, where the hell? I love poets. I love poets. We are the most creative beings in this galaxy. And you just happen to be plugged into the greatest community in the world. Yeah, I'm biased. So what? So what? Appreciate you, Dane, for coming through. Make sure you are plugging in with I Publish I and Time to Arrive. All right, y'all. We have reached our last 5 poets. And we are going to make sure that the energy stays all the way up from here to the closer. Coming up next, this poet, whether in the car or in the house, continues to move and keep the energy flowing. I've seen the posts recently where they are just moving, and that movement is so perpetual in keeping the creativity flowing. I love it. The one and only Kid Tay is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Kid Tay, it is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, I told you if you keep mentioning the car, I'm going to be streaming out there from now on. All right. So anyway, so I am inside. And you can find me on Instagram under Kite_ the Poetic Cat. It should be my name right now. All right. Live out your dreams. Things don't have to be as dark as they may seem. Don't ignore the truth of reality and the opportunities you will meet. Along the way, the feelings of doubt will retreat. If you look beyond the horizon, you'll see there's more reasons to live than reasons to die, hun. Don't hide your light, shine it, because others need to find it. When you feel broken and defeated, remember that you are simply going through a stormy season. You have perseverance, have faith that better days will come. No storm lasts forever. Eventually, the clouds dissipate. The sky illustrates rainbows after the rain, proving that beauty can arise from dark, gloomy days. The way you perceive life can make it feel great or laced with sorrow, anger, and pain. Don't let the dark thoughts bind and blindside you. You worked so hard to get this far, so don't give in. Don't give up. Keep up the fight and hold on when you're on a bumpy ride. Make the most of the time that we have left in this life. Don't waste it away thinking you are already rotted and decayed. So what's the point anyway? You are worth so much more than what you think you deserve. What you give to others will indeed be returned. Make sure you're spreading love while you remain on this earth, even to those who you think don't deserve. Give, but don't overextend. And be sure to protect yourself from sinister intent. You're more than a body, more than the color of your skin, and so much more than if you're fat or you're thin. You are consciousness within. You are a beautiful soul underneath what resides on the surface. Adjust your mirror if you can't see too clearly, so you'll be able to see the true, genuine beauty. It's not your external reflection. It's the person beneath the flesh and the bones. It's the soul inside of you that brilliantly glows. Thank you for having me.
You know what? After that, I don't even know if I can even
Yeah,
mention.
you're not going to talk about the car anymore,
I
right?
don't even know if I can mention the car no more, Kate. Okay, unmute yourself. Give it up for Kate.
That was
Talking about the
phenomenal.
car, you should be going
Oh,
with it.
phenomenal.
Kitty, remember Elemental did retire his nickname for Daniel, and we got a new name, so he also retired the car. So don't worry, you're good. You're good.
You know what I mean? This is evolution and progress. Appreciate you, Kate, for coming through with all of that energy. Really. She said, don't ignore the truth of reality. We are here. We are sharing this energy in this room with this entire world, right? Realize, as she mentioned, there are more reasons to live than to die, huh? For real. Shine it. Shine your light because others need to find it. You are worth so much more than you think you deserve. Like, come on, y'all. This is why I love poets, right? This is why I love poets. Give, but don't overextend. I know that's the problem for all of us, right? We give until it hurts, but you know, that is part of our curse, if you will. We're being creative beings. Thank you, Kate, for sharing your incredible work with us. We truly, truly appreciate that. Coming up next, our resident superhero, who I like to call the daughter of Krypton, who makes space and room for so many people, so much creativity, so many creative beings. If you are not plugged in with this poet, make sure you do after this, before this, during this. The one and only Finn Bell is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can connect with everything Fincabulary does. Always great to see you.
So much, Elemental. It's good to see you too. You can connect with me on Instagram at Finn_Bell. So I'm not so sure if this is to theme or not, but we shall see. The title is Raise the Drawbridge, Lower It. What's the difference? It's a reversal poem, but I said it's a reversal poem, but maybe nah. So it is to be read once forward and then once in reverse. I am the naive princess protagonist populating buttercup fairy stories, but I refuse to believe that love does not make someone want to be the hero in every twisted tale. I realize this may come as a shock, but synonymy of love and goodness, where does the lie lie? I won't crumble, lose hope, or will I? In an enlightened age, I'll likely change my tune. I will tell people that I have my priorities straight because, good heavens, weary traveler, listen. Quest of mind-bending, ceaseless ambition become more important than people and feelings. Diligent scribe, take down notes. I tell you this, Once upon a golden time, brave knights slayed imaginary mind dragons, but lo, this does not hold true in my paper kingdom. Princesses raise the drawbridge, throw gallant bows into the drink. Sage experts, wizard trickery, kindly tell me. I'm looking outside of myself for validation. I cannot say any more with any honesty. I will remain steadfast and well-intentioned after all. In the future, dragons, princesses, and knights will all be told to keep to themselves. No longer can we demand I should be saved from peril by dime a dozen Ken doll prince cutouts. It will be evident that if I take up the sword, all evil pretense will perish. It is foolish to presume that happily ever after even existed to begin with. But see, the fantasy became truth as I stubbornly kept longing, wishing, and now in reverse. But see, fantasy became truth as I stubbornly kept longing, wishing. Happily ever after even existed to begin with. It is foolish to presume that if I take up the sword, all evil pretense will perish. It will be evident that I should be saved from peril by dime a dozen Ken doll prince cutouts. No longer can we demand dragons, princesses, and knights will be told to keep it to themselves. In the future, I will remain steadfast and well-intentioned after all. I cannot say any more with any honesty. I am looking outside of myself for validation. Sage experts, wizard trickery, kindly tell me. Princesses raise the drawbridge, throw gallant bows into the drink. But lo, this does not hold true in my paper kingdom. Brave knights slayed imaginary mind dragons. I tell you this, once upon a time, diligent scribe, take down notes. People and feelings become more important than quests of mind-bending, ceaseless ambition. Good heavens, weary traveler, listen. I have my priorities straight because in an enlightened age, I'll likely change my tune. I'll tell people that I won't crumble. I won't lose hope, or will I? Where does the lie lie? Synonymy of love and goodness? I realize this may come as a shock, but love does not make someone want to be the hero in every twisted tale. But I refuse to believe that. I am the naive princess protagonist, populating buttercup fairy stories.
Damn, that was masterful. Unmute yourself, give it up for Finn Bell.
Finn Bell does it again. Daughter of Krypton.
Hard working words.
So
What
good.
you do for this community and what you do, not only
Yes.
for facilitating the community, but the words that you put back into it, the inspiration is fucking breathtaking, and I love you.
So this, again, is why I love our community, because we take this very, very seriously. Again, there are people that do this, and there are people that do this. And you are amongst people that do this. I call this person the daughter of Krypton because they continue to show superhero tactics. I don't know if y'all know what was the last line of the poem. That was the beauty, right? Because she mentioned you read it forward and then you read it backwards. Did anyone catch the last line? Right? Where did the line end to where it started back over? I love that, right? Looking outside myself for validation, right? We're imaginary mind dragons, right? We're getting to you, Holly. Hashtag Team Dragons, no doubt. With all the wizard trickery, listen. You said dime a dozen Prince doll printouts. Fantasy becomes truth. But this does not hold true in my paper kingdom. Because she's just a princess protagonist. Right? It did not hit the same in the beginning as it did at the end. I love poems like that. Thank you, Finn Bell. for being a valued member of our community. Make sure you are plugging in with FinBell. They have so many different opportunities for poets to rock. Make sure you're plugging in. All right, folks. We have reached our final three. And listen, these last three will not drop the energy, not one single degree. I am glad that we were able to conjure enough energy for this next poet to come through. Had to make sure that I left enough room for this poet to come through. Shout out to the Queen Black Swan. But this phenomenal poet is about to take y'all to a place that's just phenomenal, right? Before he even starts, let the church say, God damn, the one and only CP Mays is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself, Mays. Great to see you, man. Listen, do what you do, Mays. Take it away, bro.
Good to be here, everybody. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good, but like hearing the poems in the backdrop coming from the living room while I'm asleep and shit, like I didn't know if I was like, oh, Captain, my captain, somebody was standing on a desk table and shit, like screaming poetry. I'm trying to wake up, but yeah. So I had to come through. Here's the poem. We can easily forgive a child who's afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. End quote. Plato. To find yourself, think for yourself. End quote. Socrates. Honorably discharged as a sergeant in the Marine Corps, I walked away with 2 rolls of medals from serving 2 tours, walked away with night terrors. I've earned all my nightmares. I walked away with no court-martials, could have easily re-enlisted, but I couldn't walk away from Michael Johnson's 2 murder trials, walked away from suffering from survivor's guilt, survivor syndrome, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, severe depressions, hypersensitivity to loud bangs I cannot see. I suffer from hypervigilance, you see. Hypervigilance, you see, is an enhanced state of sensory sensitivity accompanied by exaggerated intensity. So danger, detect all activity from a stranger, AKA I am always at all times mind-moving, am always at all times waiting for almost assholes with their Billy Badass bravados to act out of character, because to protect my family, friends, and mine, I will and can kill everything in the room moving. Make no mistake, y'all, I'm no Billy Badass. But best believe I will bully bullies, because most of these cowards that talk loud for the crowd, whether right or wrong, won't even bust a grape in a fucking fruit fight. Wise men talk because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. End quote. Plato. Mays breathe. Sometimes at night, I can still hear the engines of a 46, 53, Hueys, Cobras, Harriers, engines spooling up. It's the reason why I can't sleep unless I'm laying next to a fan, and I can hear the engine spooling up during high-tempo flight operations on the flight deck. I was the Marine Corps killer kid with the cracked halo, a weather-beaten book collection of Socrates and Plato ponderings in my right back pocket. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that's that I don't know nothing. End quote. Socrates. From Texas One of my private first-class Marine stresses over a don't ask, don't tell policy that kept him stressing over openly loving an officer in the Air Force he fell dog tag hill over boot for, or the corporal who wanted out of the Marine Corps so bad that he took all of his uniforms out to the middle of the flight deck, rinsed them with lighter fluid, sat in a cloth folded out chair from the PX, and with a flick of his Zippo, he torched his Alphas, Charlies, Camis, and dress blue uniform. And to make things worse, he roasted marshmallows over their open frames. Or the corporal from Louisiana who blew out his brains while his wife was still holding him. Or the lance corporal during a limbo port in Greece got so hammered that he scaled the wall of a club, backed up a few steps to gain full speed, ran, launched himself from the roof of that club, crashed into an apartment, shattered the window in the next building, tumbling through. I can't imagine what the screams from his wife sounded like, or how many times that kid's daddy slammed that lance corporal's head against the ground until he passed out, or the staff sergeant who went down to the armory, checked out his sidearm for cleaning, who loaded a magazine with one round placed in the pistol, opened up his mouth and attempted to blow his brains out, only to have the government-issued pistol cocked at an awkwardly placed angle, only to blow the end of his jaw out and not his brains. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. End quote. Plato. Swallowing pain, pride, and purgatory. My stomach is a chemistry set where 19 pills per day keeps PTSD, survivors, guilt survivor syndrome, severe depressions, hypersensitivity, hypervigilance at bay. My stomach is a combination safe where I can spin 3 white pills to the right, 4 pink pills back to the left, 6 more pills back to the right, and poof, there goes warfare, combat, CP maze, conflict, struggle, battle, fight, a Marine Corps kid with the cracked halo. Only the dead have seen the end of war. End quote. Plato. I'm happy that I am still here. Thank y'all for the inspiration. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Yeah. I told y'all. Let the church say, God damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP, man.
God damn, CP, man.
Keep my brother, bro.
Yeah, brings up
amazing.
It was powerful. It was
Never
so
ready.
powerful.
Thank you.
I heard some of that before, but you added it.
I know that poet. I know that cat, for real. World champion, world renowned poet, fellow vet. This dude, I can't let the church say, God damn, a Marine Corps killer kid with a cracked halo. I'm the wisest man alive because I know nothing. Yeah, I've earned all my nightmares. You're right. Yeah. We do kind of bully bullies, right? You never ever want to piss off a poet in any section of their life. We are the bulliest bullies without laying a finger on people, right? So don't ever cross a poet. Don't ever do it in your life because you'll never recover. You'll never recover. Oh my goodness. Appreciate you, Maze. Glad that you were able to conjure the energy to come through and share your incredible work with us. We truly appreciate you. For real. Last 2 poets on deck, y'all. And trust me, that last poet, yeah, I'm gonna yell at her. Believe me, I'm gonna yell at her. All right, coming up next, this gentleman continues to come through. Again, I say this poet has probably been doing this longer than some of us have been dabbling in poetry. And he continues to come through with it, continues with all the passion and energy that you need to keep going at this time. The one and only CCR Chakra is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, CC. Great to see you, man. Take it away.
Oh man, it's always beautiful. And CP, you just keep doing who you are, where you are, when you are. You're a gift. You're a gift. It's a lot of work to become what you are, and then keep ripping that mask off and doing it every day. So love you, man. I've been on a lyric kick lately. I woke up last night, wrote this down, and fell back asleep again. It's called Calm Down. And I got a little conga in my hand. I don't know if it's going to play. You let me know if it cuts out. I put the sound down. You hear that? I'm going to do the other one first. I got two. It's time to ask the question. Who do you share your alone with? If the answer is no one or everyone or everything, you will never be lonely again. Love's giveaway has no expectations. There's no sense of a debt owed or a debt involved. There's nothing overdue, nothing hurt or angry. That's impossible. You see, no one can disappoint you. The secret is the quiet of happiness. The quiet of each and every mind alone. There's no need to believe that it's blame's fault. There's no such thing as happiness cannot find you. It's okay now. You deny this. It's okay you deny this. As the only thing that you never questioned. It's okay that each moment and every moment lives here. Slow down. Slow down. You see, love, love goes on living without you. You can catch it. You see, it's time to ask the question. Who do you share your alone with? If the answer is no one, everyone, and everything, you will never be lonely again. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I wrote this other thing down. It's called Calm Down. I care for the sight of love's blind. My heart takes a rest and I sigh. And Shakespeare is the name of my dog. And I'm grateful each day I feel home. Even when I'm not seen, even when I'm not heard or even known. As I share my lone with my peace of mind, I catch my wild thoughts with a chance to calm them down. The war all around me will die. The hatred that fuels them are lies. My wild thoughts, they get seen, and from the back of a mirror I see my own dream, and it's just the end of reality again. I share my all alone with my peace of mind, and I catch my wild thoughts with a choice. Then I calm them down. Here I observe my own mind. Here I observe my own mind. Here I observe my own mind. Then everything true hits a wall. Everything large discovers it's small. Everything out there is only within. Here comes the reason to fear you're alone or leave heaven and hell for a non-violent one. You see, here I observe my own mind. Here I observe my own mind. Here I observe my own mind. I care for the sight of love's blind. This is my book. This is this is my book. This is a study of free speech. This is like got 25 years in the making. I'm doing it like a teaching tool. I go in and I do an artist talk, and then I hit a poem, an artist talk, and I hit a poem. This is the good, the bad, and the Ashagra. That's what's his name from Cobalt called it.
What the hell? Unmute yourself. Give it up for CC.
And it's just filled with the story of how we got to get the fuck out of our own way and get past our own egos. And love y'all.
Yeah, yo, we love you too, CC, man. Like, you are such a creative soul. From the music to the lyrics to the melody. I had you on the other day and you were just freestyling stuff, and like, dude, like you have so much creativity in you. And even like your poetry book, like you said, was like a manual, like a class, dude, like on how to teach you to do this, because you do it so well. And yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro. Every time I hear you, brother. Every time I hear you.
Indeed, Thomas. Straight up, right? This dude, like, I love that, right? That you shared that with us, CC. He said the good, the bad, and the Ashagra, right? To me, that was giving so much Last Poet vibes, right? There's something about that conga when you play in that rhythm, right? It speaks to people at a different frequency, right? So people are listening without their ears when you do that, CC. So I appreciate you really for incorporating that and sharing that late night inspiration with us, right? True poets, we could all tell that story about how inspiration woke us up and we had to write that shit down. Like, I don't care what it was, we had to get that down. Appreciate you for sharing that with us, truly. All right, folks, I know, right? It's 1:45, right? We have reached our closer for the evening, and I get to yell at her. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm yelling at you, but I'm gonna allow you to unmute yourself so you can at least defend yourself. So I have not seen this poet in too damn long.
It's been
which is why I was also jumping into her DMs saying, hey, we haven't seen you, we haven't heard from you, we miss your energy, we miss your poetry. And look, this poet has found their way back into our midst. The one and only Holly Googe is back, y'all. You have better been writing the next great American novel for missing so much time with us, damn it. It is great to see you, Holly. Please take it away.
It's so good to see y'all. Life has been lifing, but you know, I'm here. I am working on some things. TV, you know, just some things. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm actually going to share 2 poems tonight. The first one is a haiku. So here we go. Your scent exudes peace. Passion seduces me, sweet. We ride, we fly, deep. Haiku. So that's the first piece. The second piece is on theme. It does not have a title. And I just finished it today. New shit. Here we go. I miss the way my heart used to beat, skipping, humming, dancing to her own melodies. I miss my carefree and gushy heart, warm with care without needing a spark. Jovial, ambitious with big dreams, prayerful with hope and faith bursting at the seams. Until ultimately, gradually, and all at once, I found myself completely undone. Alone in the shadows, unmasked, heart embattled, and my spirit on the run. How do I find my way to myself? And which way is my way? My internal compass seems conflicted and broken, with the past constantly on replay. So it's easier to be stuck in doom and gloom than to wrestle against myself without a clue, or float through the fog, navigation skewed, searching around asking, where are you? I swear I'm not a negative Nancy, and this isn't what my plans be. Honestly, I can't hide the fact that I'm not the same anymore. My joy no longer swells nor exudes rapidly as before. My faith watered down to plain cliches, and some dreams have also withered away. My faith is questionable because I cannot choose between Yahweh, the ancestors, or the stars and the moon. I want to have it all, and yet I am so afraid of waking up in a devil's hell, yet I still don't want to pray. So what do I say? And where do I go? How do I know what to do when spirit, Yah, God, whomever is on mute? Or my prayers feel stuck to my heart like super glue, and they never make its way out of my mouth. So I choke. I swallow the pain of disbelief down because who am I to ask for more? Who am I out of touch with the divine, though I'm still connected and yet still feeling out of line? Despite these questions and many more like these, there's always a sign or a source that moves and redirects me. So instead, I choose to speak life. My heart, though not as naive, still has joy. My dreams, though shifting, can still come true. And this present state cannot compare to the glory that is there or that exudes out of you. What's to come, one cannot even fathom. It's beyond our wildest dreams. And despite my inner wars, I still believe that there are great things in store for me. So I sit with these negative thoughts, run around in these sprints, waiting for that still small voice that says, don't even trip. Despite the chaos abound, I'll find my way around this new season and navigate the world with this evolving, budding version of me. Poem.
Now you see why I was yelling at Holly. Unmute yourself, give it up for Holly Goo.
Please. Can I get a drum roll?
Holly. Wow. Thank you. Holy Holly.
Oh,
Thank you.
come on, Thomas. Listen, that is how you close the evening. Appreciate you, Holly, for finding your way back to our community and for hanging out all evening, right? And listen, the closer spot is definitely not easy, right? But Holly held it down. Holly held it down, right? Instead, I choose to speak light. Yes, you did. You did, right? With hope and faith bursting at the seams. Even if your navigation was skewed, right? Of course, you can't hide the fact that you're not the same anymore, right? But the one thing, of course, you're hoping is that you don't wake up in a devil's hell, right? That you don't want to be, right? And of course, I heard a couple of folks say, right, well, my prayers are stuck to my heart like super glue. Come on, right? They start and end there, always. Thank you, Holly, for all that new shit that you brought, right? For the haiku rippage. We truly, truly appreciate you. Don't be a stranger, right? Your energy is completely and totally valuable and appreciated in this building. Real quick, listen, we have reached the end of the night, y'all. To every single poet who touched the mic this evening, I truly appreciate all the energy that you brought to this theme, to this evening. All your passion is always so infectious. Really, to every single poet who touched the mic this evening, from our opener, the Count of Contact, DG Clearing, to our closer this evening, Holly Googe and Lady G, our newest community member. I truly appreciate all of y'all. Truly, it has truly been a pleasure. And we're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again. May this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with you. Until next week, y'all, peace and blessings.